Thanks for your patience. Can you let us know if you can hear us? I think I've corrected it, but I don't trust anything.
I think you did. I can
Think
hear
I
it on
did?
my end.
All right.
But
Okay.
if someone else can't hear it, let us know.
Yeah, if you guys can't hear it, definitely let us know. I apologize that it took us so long to catch that last time, but I think we're okay. Taylor, would you mind going back through that that recap, please?
Cool. So starting back from last time, last session we started in Wolford with Sylvia, Let, and Kaya. They were wrapping things up in the secret sanctum of Sylvia's grandfather, who was kind of the archmage of the First Creation War, played a big role in fighting Valdara, all that fun stuff. After some looting and some reading through materials, they said goodbye to Sylvia's father, who gave them as much of a blessing as a nobleman can give, and sent them on their way. They made their way from Wolford down south around False Fair into Thalore, which is kind of an elven city just outside of the Great Woods. From there was an outfit of elven soldiers waiting for Sylvia and friends in the city. They took them from Thalore to Fylan, Thalore, which is the elven capital city that's never been overtaken by the church or the crown. It's kind of a third power that we're learning of recently. The three of them arrived in Fylan, Thalore pretty quickly. By which point we kind of flicked over to the other group, which was myself, Gorfrak, Ku, and Lionrith, our dragon. We, after narrowly escaping a death from the wraiths, we were able to hide in the forest, and we were able to kind of just hang out and keep ourselves safe until some other elves from Fylan, Thalore found us in the forest. They ended up arresting us, taking us back to the city. Lionrith was taken away from the group, and we don't really know where he is currently. But we do know he's in the city. Ku and Gorfrak were imprisoned, and basically at the very end of our last session, the two groups were combined back into one. There was a nice little reunion. We leveled up, and we are on the way to talk to the elders of the city.
I'd like to point out that it wasn't looting if you have permission, and we had permission to be in there.
Right, I'm clearly the heir of Melandrock because apparently no one else in my family is.
Well, at this point, I leave it to you guys. You guys are at the entrance to the city. What would you like to do?
We need to go find Lionrith. Where are these elders?
Yeah, we need to go to the council.
Okay, you guys just want to go straight there?
Yes.
For now, yeah, because we need Lionrith.
Or we at least need to know he's safe.
Right.
You don't know where they are.
Is there a guard or anybody in official looking?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people like that around.
All right, I find the tallest. I'm looking for the tallest person.
The tallest?
Yes, taller than Sylvia.
That's not, I would say, relatively too difficult to find a tall person to ask. I would be concerned if you couldn't find tall people.
Well, isn't it in D&D canonically aren't elves like 5'6"?
No, I thought they were taller.
I think they're taller.
Canonically, they're shorter than humans, but everybody agrees that is BS.
Yeah, that's C.
Okay,
So.
to say Sylvia's
Also
like at least 6 feet tall.
Like,
also considering the height of half of this group in real life.
Anyway.
Yeah, you can find somebody who is relatively tall. That shouldn't be an issue. What do you ask?
I asked them, where can we find the city council? We need to talk to the people in charge.
Well, just take the main road. It will lead you to the center of town. from there will be a smaller winding path that goes up a little bit, and you should make it to this older manor house that was once of elven nobility, but now acts as more of a communal house that is dedicated to the council here, as well as a library and official resources. You can head there.
Was there once a noble family in charge?
That was thousands of years ago. Times have changed.
Clearly.
Do you know this city well?
I have lived here all my life.
Can I interest you in kind of guiding us to the city center and kind of pointing out anything of note on the way?
They want me to be a tour guide.
I'm specifically an official person who probably has a job at the station I'm currently at. No, I cannot.
Can you find someone who can do that for us?
I hold out
please?
5 pieces of gold and I say, how about now?
This is my job. I mean, are you trying to look for corruption? Is this a test?
It's not a test. It's simply we're new to town and we would like to know where things are without having to look for them.
Do you have someone whose job it is to show people around? Which probably not, considering it's hidden, but...
Yes, we don't typically get visitors, and the visitors we do get know where they are going, or we are expecting them for some sort of event.
Very well. I think we can manage on our own, Gorfrak.
Yes, you just follow the signs.
I'm gonna walk off.
I follow, but I'm not happy.
Okay. Honestly, it is as this guy described. You follow down the main road. It's the largest road that you can see. You come to the center part of town where there is a center garden piece with like a variety of plants, bushes, and this like cultivated set of nature. While I wouldn't say it is as immaculate as something that you might have seen in Lux and more of like it was curated, this is more like it's here, it's present. They kind of built around it more than it was planted here for the sake of natural beauty, if that makes sense.
Can I roll something to see if it's of note?
You can roll, but what would you roll? You pick one of your knowledge stats if you wish.
Okay.
At least with nature, the variety of plants here seem to all be native. It doesn't seem like they imported anything from anywhere else, or there's any specific symbolism here. It seems like it is just they want to incorporate the natural beauty of the area and maintain it in some regard. It's just naturally pretty here. It doesn't seem like there's anything magical related here either, that you can tell.
Cool.
As you head on, there's this winding path that kind of goes up like this little hill, almost like a little plateau area where there is this nice, relatively large building that is definitely would appear to be the oldest thing here. Compared to the other buildings, either maybe they have renovations or something at one point, but this seems like the oldest building here. Through either the wood architecture of it or how it's clearly just different looking than anything else here. When you get up there, there is a set of guards who just give you like a nice wave. They don't really seem to be wanting to hinder you or anything. With Let's base insight, you can probably just tell that they don't really have trouble with people. It's just kind of like, if you're here, they probably already know you're here, and if they want to kick you out, they can.
Right.
I walk up to one of the guards and I say, hi, I'm Gorfrak. This is Sylvia Emir. These are our friends, and I introduce everybody. I think we're expected here.
You would just go in.
Yes, we're expected here.
I know we can go in, but I
Then
think.
I'm opening the door and going in.
But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm trying
Let
to get
has
these people to
needed
take us
no
exactly where we
invitation
need
at this
to
point.
go.
He just walked in.
He's like, this is more of a come and go. You don't need permission to go into anywhere. It's also not a large complex that will get you lost. It's typically
Cool.
all like a few rooms.
Thanks, bro.
You're welcome.
Let and Sylvia are gone.
I'll hop off Let's shoulders at this point. Because we established at the end that I was vibing up there. Just checking on the merchandise.
It's a good look. Let could probably throw Koo pretty far.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm on my own 2 feet because we're not being watched.
Yeah, you enter in. It is as the guard kind of said. There's like a few like hallways and things, but they're relatively small and they don't seem to lead to too many places. But there's a main one that goes into the center area where the roof is exposed, and that the walls are lined with books, tables, things like that. Very like on the edges of it, very library-esque. While the center area seems to be more dedicated to a like a meeting room. There is 3 specific chairs, as well as this kind of intricate looking like statue and fountain combination. It's relatively small, I would say, 3 feet in diameter. And then there is some other chairs and things about. Leinrith is here, who is currently chasing a butterfly, it would appear.
Aww.
And there is a few different like attendants who are just kind of like perusing books and things, as well as maybe some other people who are just looking around. It's very evident who probably the council is, as they are probably the most well-dressed people here.
I'm going to immediately approach Lionrith and say, thank goodness you're okay.
Before Sylvia does that, upon seeing Lionrith instantly, Let has joined him in chasing the butterfly without a thought.
Yeah, he looks over to you, Let, and goes, I need to talk to Sylvia. You get it.
Let is going to continue chasing the butterfly and going, you got it, buddy!
Oh, I'm joining. Koo's joining.
Yeah. How about both of you choose a acrobatics or an athletics check of your choice to see if you catch it. While we're doing that, Leinrith will turn to you, Sylvia, and go, I'm really sorry what happened. I felt something was wrong, but I wish I could have been there to help.
It's not your fault. We were worried about you being captured and forced to stay in Titania against your will.
Yes, but I just wish that I felt like maybe I could have done something if I was there.
I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, it would have been smarter if we hadn't stayed in Titania, but we only knew that after the fact.
And he kind of like rubbed his face kind of on you a bit and then says, well, I don't want you to feel too sad.
At this point, it's difficult not to, but I will recover eventually.
He sits there for a moment in kind of that silence, and then it bounces back, and then turns over to Let and Ku and goes, "Have you caught it yet?"
Of course.
And
no,
we'll see
with
if
a
it happens.
23, did I?
Let probably caught it.
And it's
There's definitely a moment where Ku, I would imagine you tried some more advanced like rolls, dodges sort of thing, but that you just completely overdid it. Let's just fast. And Let's a monk. They can get from point A to point B very quickly. It's very much like get the pebble from the mentor's hand. That's not hard to do. This is a simple maneuver. So yeah, you catch the butterfly.
Gimme.
What?
A special
Good.
butterfly.
Gimme.
It's a common yellow butterfly.
What are you gonna do to it if I give it to you?
I just wanted to catch it.
I just like
Which
wave
you
an
won't
arm
like
and a
it.
little bitty portal opens like to my horde.
You have a horde of butterflies?
Not specifically.
Just of things
What?
in general.
I'm gonna hang on to it for a minute and I'll think about it. Does it
I'm
have
gonna
food in
turn to
there?
the.
Just stick
Is
my
it just
arm
gonna be
in and
stuffed in
whistle
a
around.
pocket of crap?
Pull out like, I don't know, a tarnished fork and offer it. Trade?
Let is overjoyed and immediately makes the trade.
Yes. She's gonna take the butterfly.
And
I'm
is now
gonna
carrying the
find the-
spoon, just fist pumping like they have absolutely just won the world's greatest treasure.
I'm gonna find the councilman and get this show on the road.
Well, I don't think I have to say at this point that one of them has already approached.
Okay.
He is a male wood elf, and he goes, "So, it is. So this is the people that I've been hearing a lot about.
From whom, if I might ask?
From your friend,
Awesome.
from general tidbits I've heard from your father, as well as rumors and things that are spreading throughout the world at the moment.
You know, I gotta be honest, I don't know how many friends this group actually has.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would agree.
Friend.
Hi, you know us. We don't know you. What's your name?
I am Venalali. I am the lead counselor of the three of us. Tanya, she is currently doing some reading out in the back, and she'll be here shortly. She deals with internal politics within the forest and the city. And then we have Zeno, who is our more external authority, who is, I think, having some tea at the moment, so he'll be here shortly.
Why did you request to speak with us?
Well, when they arrive, I think that it will be explained in short notice. And you
I
have
just
been
tell
around as
you,
long as I have. You start seeing the patterns of certain things, and I think we need to discuss them.
Who do I talk
Understandable.
to about how prisoners are treated in this city?
Oh,
I
no.
would like to step forward and block that because of drama and say, can I just tell you how much I appreciate your library? This is beautiful.
We try to curate it to the best of our ability. All these tomes here are centuries and even thousands of years old. Many of them are first editions. But I will say they are not instructive manuals. These are specifically artistic works of art.
If we somehow, by some miracle, survive this and none of us die, would you be hiring?
Well, I would say that this specifically working here is a more of a volunteer style job. You can come here if you wish. It's if you prove yourself worthy of our city here, we would gladly allow you to stay. Not many people other than elves usually stay.
Yeah.
Usually for shorter lifespans and not willing to embrace our way of doing things here.
Again, if we don't die, I think I would like the peaceful life. So,
Wait, can we
Interesting,
circle?
considering Kai is a fighter.
Gorfrock perks up and she goes, "Why would people not agree with your way of life here?"
Well, we are a very calm and nature-focused group. as such. Large, extravagant parties and being loud, violent, we are not like that here. I would say, for example, your friend, the monk, is a little bit more exuberant than many of the other people here. While we have ups and downs, that's just how we do things. And also, we live a lot longer than most people, so.
See, I know that you'd think that because I'm a fighter, I would not be into that. But most of this mission has bordered on suicidal. So, be a nice break from that.
I agree, Kaya. I like it here.
That's fair. That's fair.
The question
Yeah.
for
You
me
said that
is,
you
sorry.
said that you had heard from my father. I didn't realize that there was a connection.
He let me know of both your arrival and your friends. However, your friends did not go to the designated place we thought they would. So it took some time to find them.
And we apologize for that. We were running from. Are you familiar with Valdar's Rites?
At this point, a female wood elf approaches, who seems to be another counselor. She goes, "Yes, we are. We have done our best to prevent them from entering these woods."
Yeah, we were narrowly keeping ahead of them, and so we wanted to reap the benefits, the protective benefits of the forest as quickly as we could.
Well, I would say next time, find a way to let us know so that our rangers can ensure that you are actually who you say you are.
I mean, respectfully, I don't know how to prove myself to you. I mean, I showed them druidic magic, which I doubt any other imposter would have been able to replicate. So
You would think. But there's many dangerous magics out there, and it's clear that many of you are unaware of them.
No, I don't
Has
do
someone,
magic. I
has
just
someone been
punch people.
imitating other people?
She kind of like glances around a bit and then goes, "There are rumors. I think we will discuss that at a later date, but it is not for me to say. I deal with the internal workings of our wonderful forest and city."
well, shall we sit and chat?
Yes, as the final counselor does arrive. For the sake of some visual things here, the Venanali, the head counselor, he has the long black hair. Tiana is she has short blonde hair, and Zeno is just bald. And he's a high elf. They all take a seat at their respective seats, it would appear. And they start whispering to one another a bit before Manali gestures for you, the rest of you, to take a seat.
DM,
Yeah.
Okay.
as everybody's talking, you mentioned that there's other people in the room, I know, but how many miscellaneous objects would a determined borrower be able to trade for?
There is a lot of
Grabbing the book
like
off the shelf and disappearing it.
a assortment of like paper, books, things like. A lot of it seems to already be placed on shelves. Like if something was taken out, they looks like the attendants would likely take them back. So you kind of would have to go up to the bookshelves to take them. But there's like quills, inks, things like, not to say administrative work, but just office supplies are about.
Cool. I mean, if you're okay with it, Ku might just disappear some of that into the portal.
Yeah, just list some office supplies that you got.
Great. We got some quills. We got some ink. We got a little bit of paper.
Yeah, never know when you could need that.
A loose chair leg.
Loose chair leg. Maybe a discarded book.
Yeah.
You heard that book, I
Go
heard
right
your
for
face.
it.
Just being clear.
So Venali will speak and say, and yeah, so he'll speak and say, well, now that we all arrive, I think we can start with this initial meeting to discuss your activities of late as they are affecting the greater world at large.
Go on.
Why do I suddenly feel like a child who's been called into the principal's office?
Yep.
Because that's what's
I mean,
going on.
That's just what
Great.
keeps happening.
What is
As you, I believe, are aware, your friend is a child of great power and a on a path that will require him to affect the greater world as a whole. And so far, it is dangerous to see what will happen if it is left unchecked.
Unchecked how?
He gets up and kind of like walks around a little bit, kind of like in a like he's in like almost like a thinking walk, and goes, the the world at the moment is on the on the brink of fracturing and destruction. Anything can tip it in a variety of directions. And I believe that should certain people find ways of using your friend, that it could spell it into a variety of directions as the balance of power has been shaken.
Agreed.
So what would you have us do? Is he safer not with us?
Well, that is not up for us to decide. We are safe within our forest. However, we do not want to continue to endanger us here. So, we have called upon a summit of the great powers of this continent to discuss it in 1 week. As such, you are required to stay within the forest and not leave it, any of you. As such, you are free to wander wherever you would like. But we will be discussing it in 1 week's time.
Who are these powers that you've just kind of invited here?
You're inviting members of the Church of Creation, the King and his riders,
As I would expect.
local druids, the Confederation of Dralcon, the Arcane Phoenixes, and other adventuring groups that we deem fit.
Would
Have
Alren
Perfect
Alnar
is
be out too far from the Great Woods for us to travel to at this moment?
It's actually within it. So it
Okay.
is like right on the verge of it. So there, you get from the impression of what he's talking about. Just don't leave the boundary of that like forest line on the map.
Okay. I'm going to. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
That was it. I was going to elaborate further, but just I'll let you know if you're going too far out. But
Gotcha.
that's within the
Okay.
boundaries.
Where did you want to go
Then
to, Piper?
Alren Alnar, and I'm gonna say to the council, I don't know if you're aware, but we have been tasked by the church along with other groups to retrieve the aspects of creation, and we have reason to believe that the aspect of dexterity could be in the Great Woods and in Alren Alnar. I don't know if you know anything about this.
Well, I am not. I do not keep track of those specific artifacts. However, this I believe this is a matter of more great import, and that this needs to be resolved before anything else moves forward. The artifacts of the church are something that can wait, while the destiny of a new divine should not.
Understood it. I was thinking that since it is within the Great Woods, we could investigate further while we wait, but we can, of course, wait until after the summit.
You can, of course, go there during the week. We will not hinder you.
Understood. Do you know someone who might know more about this, where this aspect might be?
I do not. I have heard its presence within these woods, but I do not know if it still resides here.
Okay, good to know.
I have an add-up game question. Can I ask?
Mhm.
Go for it.
Oh,
Sorry, you guys just all looked at me very blankly, and I was like, "What did I do?" The Great Woods has a weird magic about getting into it and getting out of it. How
Yeah.
does that work with the Varios ability to like jump between places?
So it's it's weird because there is a physical place, but it can, if you pinpoint where you're going, you're fine in a way. But if you move physically in it, that's when it causes the problems. So if you jump from point A to point B magically, that won't cause you issues. But if you go point A to B, walked it, you're going to be not where you wanted to be. You'll probably be maybe like at E or F instead.
So my people have been here before.
Yes,
It's
there's
not
nothing
even-
preventing them from entering it, but navigating it is a different story.
I was just checking. Just curious how familiar I might be with this place. Continue.
so I'm assuming we need a guide to leave the city. Then.
It would be recommended. However, there we do have normal trips in and out to the variety of cities if we need to our outline zones of control.
I asked this question directly to the girl who's in charge of like interior politics.
Yes.
So I understand you have 3 druid circles in this forest. Are you fairly familiar with the druids who run them? I mean, would you be willing to talk with me about them? I mean, this forest is of great significance to both me personally and religiously. I would love to spend some time while I'm here poring over it in great detail. Would you be willing to aid me in that?
I do know who you are. Gorfrek, you are an exile of your people. I am not able to do so. The druid, they are representative here, and they act on their own accord. I would speak to the local druids here to see if you can have access. That is not something I can provide.
Cool.
Go for it.
Who literally just raises their hand.
Yes, little one?
Just point to Lionrith. Circles. Circle powers? Power circles? And then I look at Gorfrak.
Yes, that's also on my list, but I don't think we can hit up all 3 before the week, nor do I think we should until we have our summit thing that we are now forced to go to.
Summit, like Big Mountain?
What?
No, a gathering of the important powers.
Other divines?
The one, Atheos.
Yes, one will be there. Valdara is not exactly invited since she's trying to destroy everything.
Gaia.
I will say that we did invite her. She declined to reply.
Oh, she was invited. That is surprising. Considering she tried to kill us the last time we saw her.
Yeah, she has specifically made a point to say that Gaia and Ethios are out to destroy her and whatnot. So
Are they?
These
have
people
a
are
feeling-
clearly not children of bad divorces. Clearly not.
Kind of have a feeling if they didn't invite her, it'd turn into one of those Sleeping Beauty things where the Maleficent came in
She's
and
like, how
screwed everything up.
dare you not invite me?
So I want to press that button. Did you speak directly to her, or does she have emissaries, or how did you contact her?
we sent a messenger to where she resides, and we also cast the sending spell on her.
Where does she reside?
She currently resides near the Broadbrand Pinnacle Mountain.
Where is that?
It's in between where you guys are and then the desert.
Sit down.
Oh, so the single mountain. Okay. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I see it now. Yeah.
She's
on the
near
mountain
there.
or close to the mountain?
She's close to it.
Okay. Basically like a dragon in its cave. Okay, that's fun. Oh boy. So what would you like to see as the resolution of this summit? What would be your best case scenario?
We only seek that that the world has made a decision on what should be done. We have no desire or objective in these discussions. If we did, we wouldn't have called them.
This
Because
has
you guys, we would not allow you to leave, if that makes it sense.
Respectfully, I don't believe that. I mean, I understand your sovereignty and all this, but to say that you don't have a objective in mind, at least a best case scenario.
We wish for a full decision to be made, and that whatever is wanted, that everyone agrees on.
Who decides? You decide? Point to Liner. He decide.
The members of the summit.
Why not he?
He is what I would deem to be he does not
Baby.
have the wisdom to make these decisions himself.
He's
And thus
baby.
we believe that the world needs to come to a conclusion on what should be done in the meantime.
This happened before? Ethios? Gaia?
Not that we are aware of.
But you said you could see patterns from the past. Is it simply regarding Valdara?
Divines have fought before over a variety of things, some minor,
course.
some not. As such, something very similar is happening with Valdara and Ethios, as this is happening a second time. We wish to ensure that the world survives whatever is to come.
So I'm guessing the pattern you're seeing right now is the same pattern that was here prior to the last creation war.
Yes, I would say so. There's a lot of similar signs in the way many of the groups are interacting with one another.
So perhaps this might be a clearer answer. What are some events that we could look out for that indicate we're careening even closer to all-out war? I mean, obviously there are bigger signs of scuffs and battles, but are there some unexpected signs we might look for?
Before we do that, I'm assuming you wanted to know insight on if his motives are actually what you do.
Actually, no. I don't want to play a lie detector right now. But can do that if they want to.
I want to.
I want to get a read on what's Lionrith's affect after the council member is like, he's not qualified to decide what he wants.
A roll that's
So you are keeping an eye on the situation, and he is kind of doing the like almost what a child would do in like these like a really boring meeting is try to distract themselves. But you know that he's doing his best to do that, but is clearly listening in. It seems to bother him somewhat, but he doesn't seem to have any objections at the moment.
Okay.
Did you see my insight roll?
I did. I'm assuming is that the lie detector one?
Yeah.
Should I have rolled?
No, it was
I
a
rolled
28.
I rolled a 24.
4.
Oh, I see.
Math.
I was just gonna say, I'll flex my plus 11. I'm not above it.
So
And how you got that plus 11, we'll never know as the monk, golden retriever monk.
Yeah.
at this
It
point,
just seems right though.
well, that's the thing. Like the way I see it is Let is able to interpret when they're in trouble, and how to get by when like if you're in, if someone's scolding you for something. Oh, I didn't mean to do this. So again, you gotta read the people around you, and also you have a magic ring that just makes you better.
Right. Also, just there's something about the Thembo that can see right through all the BS that's just so appropriate.
Sure.
So, anyway, lie detector wise, he seems to be telling the truth. Anything he seems to be saying, he says genuinely. His definite goal is to ensure that everyone's on the same page.
So we're in
Does it-
Switzerland right now, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I'm not going to say that on stream.
Anyway, events. He begins listing some off, and this is kind of like you kind of already can spot this. There is the race appear. That is an immediate like sign.
Oh, good.
Call to war on both sides, and usually there is a selected leader for each of them. On your, I would say, from what you know at the moment, Valdara hasn't come out and specifically named a leader yet.
It's
the
probably
Silent
gonna
King
be
was that
Zyklopus.
and previously. While the Hero King was that for Ethios. Making the distinction from the speaker who is Ethios, not the representative that's the chosen warrior. In comparison, they kind of have it's like a proxy war. They're picking their sides.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then Guy usually gets involved and picks a side of some sort. That has not come up yet. And I would say you get the impression that Guy isn't particularly strong right now, so maybe that is also why it's hard to decipher. And usually armies are amassed in some regard as well. I might have already mentioned that, but generally, and then a just normal war comes out if any of the either deities proceed to get involved, the other one does. So they try not to directly battle out with one another. As well as if one is in the physical world, the other one is in the physical world, and vice versa. If the other one is in their home plane, the other one will stay in their home plane.
Mm-hmm.
So Ethios is here to stay right now, since Valdara is here to stay right now.
That's what would normally happen. Currently, you're not aware if he is present or not.
Okay.
But we know that he has fully controlled Lisa as opposed to just observing.
Yes.
Which is still concerning in a way.
And
Yes.
she probably knew that was something when she signed up to be speaker could happen.
Yes,
Well,
it is,
surely, yeah.
it's part of the job description.
Right. Imagine if one of us had if Bern had somehow become the speaker.
I'm just
Brenda didn't want to go down
imagining
the
the
path.
tiniest. I'm just imagining her looking at this document with the tiniest fine print at the bottom that says "may become possessed by a demon." Like you need to get out the 3 times magnifying glass to read it.
That moment when you don't read the TOS.
Well, do you require any further information from us at this moment?
No, you, like I said, you are free to stay and do what you wish. You are not required to attend the summit. However, I would recommend it.
We will certainly be there.
And try not to get into any trouble.
Is there a way that I can meet with the druids before the summit?
They are within the city.
Okay.
You should be able to meet with them.
I'm assuming there's lodging that has been set up for us.
There is not.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
You
No
were
more
warned that we were
privilege over
coming.
here. I
Yes, we are aware
assumed
that you're coming, but
it's been arranged.
Is there some place where we can crash for the night, or are we left to our like? Do we have to go climb a tree?
Go camping.
typically any envoys that we allow to come, they typically stay at the seasonal Thalore Inn, if you wish to go there.
Seasonal
Oh.
what?
Flare.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
I didn't know this was a gay city.
Thank you for saying it, so I didn't have to.
I thought we said, what was that city that we said? Beggar's Hole?
Yes, I believe that was the one that you labeled.
Anyways,
So he concludes with, until that moment, as such, we request you to stay. You may
We will
leave.
stay. We will not try to leave.
Can we look at the books in the library?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I would like to do that very much so.
All of them that you pick out are like fictional stories, poetry. Some of them are just like hand drawn pictures. They're just images of things that people drew.
Okay.
It's all artistic work. You do find like a small section that deals with like very administrative, like this is the census data of the city. But otherwise it is very culturally enriching.
But not
We found-
informative.
Yeah, not informative at all. It's there is not a single like historical book, nothing on magic.
Wow.
There is nothing informative, which is
Are there
honestly very odd.
Are there any picture books of Legends of the Great Forest? Or Great Woods?
There is some. It's all written in Elvish.
Good
but,
thing I can read Elvish. Give me them
Yeah.
books.
Pretty sure I can too.
Yeah, there are just like simple folk tales and stories that talk about how if you wander off on your own, that the boogeyman will get you, sort of thing. There is other ones where like they talk about even the race a bit, where they'll say like, oh, within the forest you're safe, and that it's only when you like have this otherworldly desire to leave the forest that you encounter these dangerous things out there that are out to get you, and that the outside world is dangerous.
I have a
Is this
that
Yes.
book.
You get the idea that they're very isolationist.
Are we in Midsummer? Is this Midsummer?
So what were you asking, Faith?
The book that we found in her grandfather's
Yes.
room, the fiction book that was all torn to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a copy of it in this library that's not screwed up?
You can't find it, but you get the impression that was a human-made work and not an elvish work. There is a section that's dedicated to other people's culture, but is not as large as the specifically Elvish culture that is produced.
Oh, I was just curious. I don't know. Are there any like really old books?
Every single book that you find is old. You get the impression that because these are elves, that generations are very different. So things that you'd be like, that was several generations old, and hundreds of years ago, they have things that are thousands of years old. And they list out a lot of things from a lot of different periods and times.
All right.
I'd like to talk to Lionrith,
Go for it.
but maybe not in this room. Maybe like once we've left.
Yeah, you can.
What time of day is it?
I think that you guys were midday when you arrived. So I think it's like, let's say 4 o'clock. I think it will be fair there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's leave and explore the town, I guess, or the city.
Yeah. I'm on board with leaving. I'd like to talk to Lionrith as we're walking away from the manor.
Okay.
Are we all walking away from the manor? People on
Yes.
there. Okay.
I'd like to eavesdrop.
Angie's.
I mean, I
asked
imagine
him,
we're walking close enough together that we can all hear.
yeah, I'm not saying this secretly to him. I ask him, I say, how you doing, buddy? I know we had quite a scare on the way down here. You feeling better now?
I'm doing okay. I feel really bad for Sylvia, but
How does he know?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I will. If I can hear, I'm going to say, Lionrith, how do you know what happened?
What happened?
Lionrith knows all.
He replies with, well, when we, I mean, we weren't together, but when the other girls with the other group, I got some like more of my power back, so I can kind of feel when bad things happen, and I felt something bad happen a few days ago, and I think that's what it was. I have a vague understanding of what happened, but I don't know entirely.
Lionrith can use the Force. Cool.
So you know it happened to me?
Yes.
What? What?
Sylvia's
At
mom
Eric's-
died.
At Era's funeral,
What?
yes, at Era's funeral, someone attacked both of my parents, and I could only save one of them, and so I chose my father, and my mother is dead.
Who attacked? Was it like a family enemy? How dare
No,
they?
it was Zeglodos, so he
What?
will burn.
What the? Was he there?
No. There was a gift that was supposedly from my weird uncle who lives in Beggar's Hole, or lived in Beggar's Hole, that was supposed to show projections of Aerith, and I opened it, and who should it be but Zeglodos, the slimy son of a bitch. And he said that he was going to attack someone that each of us loved, and I immediately ran back to the funeral, and I forget the guy's name that we'd seen before.
I can think of a
Yeah.
Slizzard. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm thinking of. But anyway, that guy was attacking my parents, and I could only save one of them.
I'm glad that Madison got that right. Sorry, back to character.
Kind of
God.
forgot that all of you didn't realize what has happened. That we've been separated.
Sylvia, I'm so sorry. I don't know if this provides any comfort, but as I've been looking more into the healing aspects of nature magic, it seems like if I were to be more powerful, I might be able to bring her and maybe even your sister back.
Defy death is dangerous.
What? Did you say, Madison?
Defy death. Dangerous.
I don't know. I do it every time I open my mouth.
But
Wow,
for
that
life
is.
to be taken, so you're right. You're right, Koo. Defying death does defy the balance, but does not taking life in excess also defy the balance?
While I appreciate the thought, I'm not exactly holding out hope.
That's fair. I'm so sorry.
I'd like to reach into my little my collection and pull out the office supplies I just pilfered and just silently hand them up. Like, Sylvia.
I
Thank you, crew.
Pain. Sorry. Part of magic now. I know.
gosh.
Just keep going.
I go back to Lionrith and I say, we really tonight at dinner we really need to sit down and catch this week back up that we've spent apart. I think there's a lot we need to share with each other.
Yeah. Oh,
bud?
yeah, so I've been feeling out what I can do, and I think I can fix your memory thing. You forgot something and you had problems? I'm not sure. It might be dangerous, I don't know. I'll need Sylvia's help. She has to learn my magic, and then I think you can do it.
Dangerous like she will be a drooling mess, or dangerous like explosion?
Thank you.
It's hard to say.
Good talk.
When you mess with the strands that bind these things together, you can affect things weirdly. As the moment that you're missing is relative to when you experienced it, so you might have to experience it differently, and it might turn out differently. But if I had my special box, I could do it.
Your special box?
Special box.
And that's where we'll head to our break. So we'll be right back, everybody. We'll see you soon.
right, viewers, we're back.
All right, we left off with a reveal that he has his special box, which surprised everybody.
Yeah.
So, Lynrith, tell us
Your
about
special box?
this box.
Well, I have like special like items and things. Everybody like me has them. Like my dad has them, my mom has them, and I have a special box. I have a cloak, and I have a circular disc thing.
A teleportation circle?
Nope, it's smaller.
It's a frisbee. Lynrith is a college frat boy.
Where?
Do you know where the box is?
Nope.
Where do you
Can
remember
you
having
find
it?
idea.
it?
I mean, I had it last, but I mean,
But where were you when you had it last?
I don't really know.
I suppose a good
It's
follow-up.
I haven't seen them in a while, and they're supposed to stay here, and I don't go here at all.
Is it in this realm or yours?
Yes, they're
Okay.
here, and I don't go here very much.
Okay.
Do you know where? Or do we need to search the city?
I don't know.
Sylvia, I think he means here as in this plane, not here
Oh,
as
it's in the
this
material
city.
plane. I understand. Okay,
You
fair enough.
do you have like a homing beacon sort of thing? Like if you get near it, will your spidey sense go off and be like,
Mhm.
"Hey."
I can
Okay.
feel my own magic.
Yeah. Have you tried feeling it like you felt Sylvia's death? Parent death?
I
What's
mean,
up,
I only
my
just
death?
remember that they exist.
Huh?
I only just remember that they exist.
Okay.
I don't. I think I need a larger range. Maybe. It's hard to
Okay.
say.
Do you know? Could you guess how close you'd have to be? Like,
500 feet.
Uh, within
Lynrith, do
fireball
you need?
distance.
Would it help when you try to restore Gorfrek's memory if I studied more Dynamancey magic before we tried?
Well, my magic's a little isn't. I think you would say volatile. It's a little volatile,
it's a
and
pleasure.
I need someone to stabilize it because I can't.
Yet.
So
Okay.
if you could, then I can do everything.
Okay.
What box?
But I don't know if you want to do that.
I kind of step in here. Since this is my brain, you're talking about potentially mushifying. I'm cool with waiting until we have a little bit more sureness in our abilities here. I'm good. Just half an hour.
That's
I've
fair.
lived a long life. Half an hour is nothing.
What box do? Why box?
It allows me to do what we want to do, but easier.
I have another follow-up question. Did you forget it or was it taken from you?
Maybe both. I don't.
Good.
I just remember that they exist. I don't know what happened to them, but like my dad doesn't have his stuff.
What?
I think. Like he has his own stuff.
No, I got that, but why wouldn't he have his own stuff?
Is the sword of creation one of his things?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't.
Oh, that was just
think,
that
I
was
think it
another
is.
character question.
Well, he would actually know. Let me check, make sure. He goes, yep.
Cool. Do you know
This
what
is
your
giving
mom
Sage
has?
of the Six Paths energy.
Nerd. What was that, Taylor?
Lionrith, do you know what items your mom has?
I think you can wear them all.
Okay. Hey, now that you're remembering a lot, remember that symbol that we saw on the wraiths while we were running from them?
What
Does
symbol?
that have anything to do with your mom, the closed eye?
I don't remember seeing that.
Like, you don't remember what it looks like, you don't remember it relating to your mom.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, if you...
I'll stop and draw it in the dirt.
Yeah. That symbol. The one that Koo just drew in the dirt.
I
That's
don't
the
see anything.
symbol.
I
That's
know
the
you
symbol
drew
that was on
something,
my
but I
mom.
can't see it.
You don't see it at all?
That's the symbol that was on my mom after she was stabbed.
What?
Ooh, connections. Just put my hands up.
So
Little
she
tail
was
goes,
stabbed
"Ooh."
by the lizard
So-
man, and his sword petrified her, and then that symbol appeared.
Wow.
I'm not much of a reader, but are we sure it's not just letters?
No, what?
Looks like I.
A closed eye.
Isn't that a letter?
It
The
could
eyes
be.
in your eyeball.
So wait, Lionrith, you cannot, like, you're looking at the dirt right now and it looks like there's nothing there.
Hmm?
Can Gorfrock still see it? Just to
Yeah,
make sure.
everyone else can see it normally.
At what point
Okay.
in the drawing, if I pause with every stroke, does it become unseeable? Like, can he see if I make a line in the dirt?
Yes. So it seems like the closer you get to the symbol, the more it blurs.
Huh.
Is this
So
part of
normally
her
like just the
memory
lines, but
problem?
then it kind of starts looking fuzzy, and then when it starts definitely looking like it, it's like it's gone entirely.
Can I run back to the council member and be like, what do you know about this symbol? We forgot to ask them.
Yeah, you can do that. We can like just cut over there quick and then have you run out.
Well, you three. From what I understand, the wraiths are a fairly big deal. How did you survive them without dying multiple
Lots of
times?
running.
Lady.
Oh, Alice,
Yes, we know that.
do you remember that night? I think we Koo messaged Lat to come to tell you where we were. Did you guys get the message? I mean, obviously you did because Allison came and helped us.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
shot out of bed right fast and went and got Sylvia as soon as I understood that it wasn't just a dream or my own head.
Yes, Let relayed the message exactly as it was said from my impression based on the way they were speaking, and I immediately contacted Allison and Cirrus. Cirrus obviously could not come, but Allison could. Thank goodness.
Wow.
I mean, like I get that, but before I'm very concerned that y'all got close enough to these things
Near dead.
to see the eye symbol.
I mean,
Frozen.
yeah, we'll talk about it over dinner in specifics. But yes, we got away from him barely. We're here. It's all fine. We're safe now, and that's all that matters.
Allison said
Until we leave the forest.
Allison said that she ensured that you were fine.
Fine. Frozen before.
I just feel like we need to figure out some more shit about these wraiths before we venture where they might be able to
Well,
find us again.
Allison said that we could defeat them with, it sounded like with fire magic specifically, which won't be a problem for us.
Well, and
I'd like to.
they have some very specific rules that they follow that we were able to exploit to a certain degree. I think that now that we're together, we have the numbers, and we can definitely. I think we stand a better chance together than we did just the three of us.
I think so, and Allison said specifically to only fight them one at a time.
3 at a
DM, I have a question. Where they can't get through the forest, is the magic that does that, is it like permeating the entire forest, or could we take a tiny bit of it and like confuse them? Like if we carried it with us, would that confuse the wraiths just like the forest does as a whole?
You take a look into it.
Okay.
Are you asking that question of the group or just to Nathaniel?
I didn't know if I needed to know if the magic that is keeping the rays out of the forest, if that was a whole forest thing or if it was a
No, I
I don't
get you,
know.
but remember when we were in the Druid Glade and they were sucking the Druid Glade magic? And so if
True.
you're asking the group, I'll tell the group about it. But if not, I'll wait.
Sure, why not? Like, I feel like a great solution to these raids, even though we know how to fight them, is just to not,
Yes.
if possible.
Yes, but Kaya, they pursued us relentlessly from the entirety of the Forest of Raccoons all the way to Wolford, actually all the way down to the forest. And so they moved
we
faster.
can't- And you guys were flying, right?
Yes. Horses.
As much as we could.
They horses at night.
Are we sure they're a match for me?
Big danger, make you freeze.
Yeah, whenever you get within 30 feet of them, they have a fairly powerful effect that causes you to be petrified and you can't do anything.
Oh, I have that effect on
Okay.
people too sometimes.
But this is leading me to the conclusion that if we can just stop them from getting near us,
Yes.
then none of this is going to be an issue.
But Kaya, I mean, their strength is in their numbers and their strength is in their relentlessness. From what Sylvia's father told us, there's 13 of them on the continent, and if we don't do what we need to banish them, they will just keep following us. They won't stop. We can't rest. Everything of the sort.
If not magic to confuse, magic to conceal.
Yes.
Yeah, and I go back to Lionrith. Is that what your cloak does, Lionrith? Does it conceal you?
Yeah, like it should, but only me in that regard. But its main thing is that can turn into anything.
You could like turn into anything, as in
Frog?
Well, can't be alive. Like I can't like turn it into like a frog.
I thought you said
I could turn it
frog,
into like a
and I was
broom.
hungry.
okay, that's handy.
I really
How do
truly
we
thought you
go
said
about-
like, could you turn into frog to conjure a frog?
That's logical.
How do we go about finding this box, Lionrith? Do you have any ideas?
I don't. It's out there. I bet if we ever get near it, I probably will be able to feel it. If I get more power, I probably can get a little bit more of a detection basis on it.
Do a circle.
Then I would maybe guess other people could probably find it if we ask the right people.
Could we ask? Would you trust someone to go find the box for you? I feel like that's a lot of trust to put in someone.
Oh, I mean, as in they can figure out like where it is.
Like
Magic's.
would know?
He would know. I would imagine.
He coming.
Who?
He coming soon.
Who?
Ethios.
Oh.
Or at least he would know a general area.
He coming. Very lucky. No eye. Go back, eye. And I point to Sylvia. Eye. And I point to Gorfrak. Eye. For your Landis. No eyes.
Can I go back and ask the council member now?
Yes, and as you show that up, you're like, and he replies with, I have never seen that before. And I've been around a long time.
So this
Yes,
is
he can see it, he just has never seen that symbol.
Okay.
I get you. So this is on the hand of Valdar's wraiths, and it was also a symbol left when Zeglados, who we think is a servant of Valdara, killed Sylvia's mother.
I will also add that the counselor can pretty confidently say that these eyes were not present on the race before. This is a new occurrence.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you know of anybody who might have? Do you know anybody who knows a lot about Valdara who would actually talk to us?
He says no.
Okay. Do you think such a person exists?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Was anyone? Are you in this community at all involved in the creation war, or were you neutral and did you stay out of it?
We stayed out of it, as
That's
in
what I
most conflicts.
suspected.
Are you still planning on staying out of it?
Sounds like it.
We are hosting a neutral summit where all parties can be invited, so yes.
Thanks, Switzerland.
Switzerland is no longer neutral. Just saying.
We don't talk about politics on stream.
That was not a politics. That was just commenting that
State of fact.
you can be not neutral if you choose.
Yes.
Okay. Let's either
Okay.
go find a tavern for the night, or I'd like to go find a druid.
Or a druid circle?
Well, there's another druid circle in the town. What we could do during this week is we could just go through the forest and find druid circles and power up Lionrith, and I could also get my thing to awaken.
I mean, yeah,
That's
why
what I
not power them up
suggested.
anyways, but we can go to a tavern if it's like evening now.
Seasonal
Or-
Flare is the place that was suggested to us.
Yes.
Would you like to go there?
Yes.
Well, is it nighttime or is it still
Or is
midday?
it
We
still
can
like
get
evening?
rooms even if it's not night.
Well, I know, but if it's not night, then we should like explore the city and see what's there. Is there a generally that like good store or something else there?
Of course.
Really? Even
They're
here?
independent communities. I figured they would have their
No,
own
that-
version.
Capitalism is different than the
every
church and the
aspect of
government.
society.
To quote the TikTok audio, capitalism really popped off today, ladies.
And I also feel like we should really not let Sylvia be alone right now. Last time we left her alone, she spent.
She's alone because she only has to. I only have to meditate for 4 hours, and I'm alone for the other 4.
I would say last time we left you alone, you spent several hours in your room without talking to anyone and looked like fed with love, but looked like looked like shit when you came out. Which fair enough, but
People are allowed to be sad, Faith.
I
So
said
we go
fair.
to Seasonal Flare.
What time is it though?
It's like late afternoon, like it's probably 5 now. 5 or
Oh
6.
yeah,
So, like,
I'm going and finding the druids. No, thank you. Not bedtime yet.
Yeah, you old lady.
Oh, there's
I guess we'll go with unless Gorfrak is vehemently opposed.
You can come with me, but once we get there, keep a respectful distance. If you think I'm closed off, wait till you meet these people.
God bless. This will be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I would, for the sake of ease, you get directions.
Thank you.
And, you ask the random people on the street. They help you out, but give you a curious eye. And you head over that way, and this is kind of somewhat near the center of the city. It's kind of almost in the opposite direction of the where the council house is. And it also goes downward instead of upward. So you kind of go down into the like almost like a canyon or a cavern of some sort, and there is a large stone door, kind of like covered with moss and whatnot and druidic script. And there is a single druid who is just sitting out there, like playing like a pan flute, just having a good old time. This is an elf.
Vibin'.
Yeah.
Cool. I walk up, and before I get within conversation distance, I say, Gaia smiles on you, friend, in Druidic.
The wood elf also replies back with the same greeting, saying smiles with you. Exile, what can I help you with?
Wish you wouldn't call me that. I've done more for Gaia in the past 2 weeks than the council apparently has in the last year. Anyway, sorry, let me start that again. I have an interesting proposal for the local circle here before the. Do you know about the summit that's coming up here in a week?
Yes, we were told about it this morning.
Okay. I have a proposal for the council ahead of the summit coming up.
Well, I can let the council member here know. But however, she has locked it off from this specific circle from everyone except the high-ranking members and the local druids.
She's done what now?
She has basically no one's allowed inside this circle until unless you're a high-ranking high council member or you're part of this specific circle.
That's fair, but I think she'll want to hear what I have to say. It has to do with the new divine that the summit is called for.
How about you roll with disadvantage?
Oh,
Persuasion?
No.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Can I have help from somebody in the group to
You
cancel it
cannot
out?
in this
I think that
case.
will be helpful for you. I think we might weaken your argument.
It's going to be a 4, boss.
Ooh. That didn't come through.
Not come through, but yep,
Oh,
I
I had
can
to
see it
close.
though.
I had to close Foundry because my computer's about to die and it kills my battery.
Oh, cool.
Can I use a lucky point to change it? Or to
I
let
believe you can only do it on yourself
Oh,
for
okay.
lucky.
You can use a div roll, or both div rolls. It's a new day.
Oh, is it? Wait. I can't remember.
It would be a new day.
Okay, then I'll do them and see if I get anything that'd be helpful. A 13 or
And a
a 3.
Nope.
Still better than a 2.
What do I get with that?
They look at you, and he kind of goes, "Well, I can let them know, and we can get back to you."
Oof. Get back to you in 5 to 6 business days.
You'll be here, right?
I'm gonna
You're
switch
not leaving.
Druidic for this one.
He's only been speaking in Druidic.
All right. I ask him, "What's your name?"
Ortis.
Ortis. I know you don't know me, and I don't know you, but I want to speak to you in a very vulnerable way right now. I have been removed from the only part of myself that has ever made sense now for decades. And I have still remained true to the faith, and now I'm in a position where I can help the druids. And I don't know how often you leave this forest, but the druids need a lot of help right now. And so I appreciate you doing what you were told, but drastic times call for bold actions on the part of those around us. So I'm going to ask you again, please let me see the council member. I really need to speak with them.
It is their prerogative. You might have heard that there are people out there who are not who they say they are and have different there are impersonators out there. We don't just let anybody in, and we know these people are cleared to go in and whatnot. I can let you know when I get off my shift and whatnot, but I can't do any special favors for you.
Can I I pull out the special book, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I also want to discuss with the council member. And I know they need this. They said they needed this when they talked to me back in Lux. And I don't think an impersonator would have this
No.
because
We can't hear you, Nate.
Where did his headphones go?
He took them off. They probably died.
They look so different without headphones.
Nathaniel, can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I missed whatever you responded with.
So you got that I showed him the book?
Yes. Did you
Okay.
say anything else?
I said, I know they need this. The council said they needed this back in Lux. And I don't think an impersonator on the road with a simple disguise self magic would be able to replicate this. I point to my friends behind me. These people don't even know what this is. And I've been with them for almost a month now. And I trust them with my life.
Longer than a month,
And like I think 3.
Okay.
at least.
I trust these people with my life and they don't even know what this is.
He'll look it over and initially he doesn't know what it is, but then he makes he sees something specific on it and then like recognition is on there and goes, well, I can let her know. But as I said, there is a lot of difficult things are going on right now. And I think she will expedite you to see her. But it would be remiss of me if I left my post right now.
Understandable. I would like to speak to her as soon as possible. We'll be staying at the seasonal flare if she urgently wants to speak.
Yes, I would imagine she would want to speak to you as soon as she can. And I would say that's with really soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Where would we like to go next?
Gorfrak turns around and she's a little embarrassed, to be frank. Because this is supposed to be her thing. And the people who are supposed to be on her side are not on her side. And so I say, well, that's what I had for today. Let's go to bed.
Or to the generally better than good store.
Sure.
We just walk away. What language was that?
Perfect. What happened?
Yeah. You head to the Generally Better Than Good store. It is a carbon copy paste of whatever you've seen previously of the store.
Yeah.
It does not look like anything else in this city.
Wow, they didn't even try to match it with the architecture.
No, it's clearly like almost like it was like a pop-up stand and building.
It's a great and powerful magic here.
Shameful. Shameful.
Can I burn down the store? No.
Do you really want to get arrested 3 times now?
Right.
3 times? What was the second time?
Oh, I guess we weren't arrested with the rest of them.
You might as well have been.
We were basically criminals. Anyways.
There was a warrant out for you, basically, but
Still is, technically.
Still is. Not me though.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of the druids. I'm real life pissed off right now.
you wrote this backstory.
I know. Nathaniel's the one who made me be exiled, though. That's not my fault. Anyway, I would like to. Do sympathy cards exist in this universe?
Such as.
I'm sorry that your mom and sister are dead.
That reminds me, I'm confident Sylvia's run out of scotch by now, so she needs some more.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
So, do you want to go into the store?
Yes,
I guess
I
we're
want to go
going
into the
in.
store, and I want to
Okay.
pick up some items
While
for Sylvia.
the exterior is very cookie cutter, the interior is more reminiscent of what you've seen within the nearby buildings and such, from what you can tell. But it does look very similar, and it has all the same relative goods that you would find. So anything on the items page of the handbook.
Um, can I just tell you my list and you tell me how much gold it is?
I can try.
Um, do they have like spirits here?
No. This is nothing non-magical.
No, liquor spirits.
Oh, liquor spirits? Okay. You gotta specify.
I'd like to buy a ghost, please.
I
One
mean,
Slimer ghost, please.
Can it be the ghost of Sylvia's mom?
Ah!
honestly, I was half expecting that to be like an ingredient you needed. There's like, I need a spirit of 500 gold worth that for my one spell, and I'm like, okay, they don't sell that here.
I want liquor for Sylvia.
Any alcohol, it's gonna be a gold or two.
Do they have any top shelf stuff? Because I know Sylvia is a discerning young woman.
They're not. They're like basic stuff. Like they're not. This is the generally better than good store.
Okay.
So
Meaning
I'm gonna walk
everything
up.
here
I'm gonna
is
walk up to the
okay.
clerk.
better than good.
I'm
Not
gonna walk
the
up
best.
to the clerk, flick him a piece of gold, and ask him, "Do you have anything generally better than good in the back?"
Jane, you're
He
fine
will.
Scotch,
He'll
sir.
take it and say, "I have the standard in the catalog.
Look, stand.
Wow.
I don't have anything else different. You would have to find a local wine cellar or other brewery of some type,
Probably generally
or go
better
to
than
a
a race.
bar. That might
I
also
feel like
work.
that's what we're at.
We can
But
go
even
there.
then, that's minimal here.
I
These are elves. They don't have the finest of the fine.
They
Not
do,
there.
but this is a little bit different philosophy here.
Not here at Walmart.
Hey guys, this is
They don't
Walmart.
party
This
here.
isn't Target.
This is a thinly veiled Walmart. I'm sorry.
It is.
Maybe a Walgreens. I don't know. I'm upset. I walk out. I say, I don't. I'm gonna go find a better store.
Well, you can't find anything that's generally better than us.
Yeah, but I can find something that's a lot better than this.
Boo!
I don't think that's true.
Wait. While we're still in, I wanna take out like the butterfly I got and slide it onto the counter. Just look up expectantly.
He looks at it and he says, "That's a common butterfly. That is worth maybe 2 coppers. Would you like that?"
Mother copper.
Big breath of the wild energy right now.
He takes out 2 copper coins, sets it down, and pushes it towards you.
I look at the butterfly, I look at the copper. I take the butterfly back.
He takes his
Let's gonna
coins
lean
back.
over and go, I think that was the right choice. This guy's ripping you off. That's a whole butterfly.
In
Great.
full view, I'm just gonna stick it back in the portal. I don't know how he reacts, but that's the scene. And then I'll wave and I'll walk away.
Okay. Anything else?
I fully walked out with Corfrack.
All right. Where do you want to go?
I stayed behind to watch the two idiots. Said with love.
Affectionate.
I guess we're finding a bar. Or
Seasonal Flair is an inn,
Yeah.
and it will also have drinks.
it might be a sober city, but I can't imagine that they wouldn't have like wine or something.
Surely,
Do you head to the inn then?
I guess.
Okay. As you enter into this pretty large establishment, you get the impression that this is definitely not an inn that you normally would attend. In that it is just a single counter. There's like some nice seating. And there's somebody at the desk at the counter and goes, "Welcome. Are you interested in finding a place to stay?"
Yes, we will need. How many rooms? How many of you are staying together?
If I have a choice, I would really love not to sleep with any of these.
Let, are you sharing?
Can we
with
just-
you?
I was gonna say, can we just put Koo on like a shelf or something?
Okay, we will need 4 rooms, I think.
Okay.
Fine,
We have 4 different tiers. Would you like to hear them?
Yes.
Go on.
Yes.
Before I make arrangements here, is there any specific price range you're looking in? Are you looking
What are
for
your
high
price
end,
range?
moderate, low end?
What are your price
Do
ranges?
you have any rooms that are integrated with nature?
They all are.
Yeet. I want the best one.
That will be our
Please.
presidential autumn, 25 gold per night.
Jesus. Do
Please
I have
elaborate
to opt in for the full stay if I go with this room, or can I just do one night to see if I
Yes.
like it first?
You can do it on a night per night basis. You get the
Okay.
impression they don't often get visitors.
Please elaborate on the other price points.
One below that is our summer suite, which is 15 gold per night.
A little lower.
Our spring double is a 10 gold per night, and our winter room is 5 gold per night.
This man really sat here and made a full. Anyway,
Those are expensive rooming prices.
does the
Yeah.
how many people can fit in the autumn room?
In the autumn room, it is I would say a full group could.
Do we all just want to spring for the
It's
autumn
like
room?
a master bed, and then like a side extra room, and then you kind of have like if you need like a pull out couch, you can kind of have that.
I mean, it's the same price, so I guess that's fine.
Cool. How much gold do you have since you didn't get what we got?
I'm a moocher.
How
That
much
is.
gold do you what's your money situation?
Give me a second.
Because if you need one, I'll pay for your portion if you don't have any. Because I know Koo's broke.
I don't need money.
165.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'll pay for Koo's portion if somebody else wants to pay for Kaya's.
Portion. I'm not using this room.
That's true. Never mind.
Please. I can sleep outside if needed, but
Oh,
What
you're
the
sleeping in
cost?
the room with us. I'll just make it easy. I'll put forth 10 gold out of the 25.
I'm foreseeing another group coming in when the summit here is here and becoming really, really mad. But
Good.
it's gone.
Good. The church can sleep in the winter cells.
Okay, I'll put forth the 5 then. Wait. No, I'll put forth 7.
What's the bill?
8 more gold left.
Piper, you're cheap. You're literally the richest of all of us, and you're like, I'll put 7. You're welcome.
I can do 8. My mental math is bad.
No, it's fine. I've already paid it. Move on.
Squeezing out of the poor people here. Got like 10 magic items from both of them. Squeezing it out on the little people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be giving these magical items to the party.
Real life example of the rich getting richer.
I was gonna say, but the rich don't stay rich by spending their money.
I put my little butterfly in the counter and hold up a 2 because that's how much I was told it was worth.
The receptionist goes, "Okay, thank you," and continues to like, "Are you interested?"
I take the better
There's a
5
lakeside
back
view.
and give it to Koo. Here, just take our gold, please.
Okay. So is this just for one night then?
For now, if it's nice enough, we'll refresh. We'll renew it for the rest of our stay, maybe.
Okay.
Just to make sure, you're not gonna if we don't tell you we're gonna stay for the entire however long now, you're not gonna kick us out at any point, right?
We'll come collect if we if you're staying here longer, as well as if you need any additional food, drink, and such. Just come see us.
For 25 gold, we should have a butler or something.
No kidding.
Or like the equivalent of a mini fridge and like champagne.
But yes, I mean it's in there, but those are additional costs.
Oh my
This is a
god.
hotel.
So, what are the upgrades while we're talking about it?
Oh my god. Does this matter?
Yes.
Um,
Of course.
So on a base level, you have access to their facilities and whatnot. Basic food and drink. Anything extra beyond that is just the additional charge. So alcohol, for example, is additional charge.
Of course.
Man, this is very, very. They obviously do not get a lot of visitors.
Gotta milk it when it can.
Anyways, that doesn't matter to me. I don't eat or drink or sleep in a bed.
That's it.
Starting to think that Koo is like a puppet controlled from a distance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost as if this is like a game of some sort where
Oh my god.
control characters with their hands.
That no lines and veils. X.
Anyways.
Go now.
Describe the room.
We go up.
So I would say that even for Sylvia, this is probably the best room that she's maybe been in. Other than
What?
like it is a elegant infusion with like autumn trees. It's clearly magically made with illusionary. Um some of the finest type of ware, furniture, sheets. It is like heavily refined. It is relatively spacious. I wouldn't say it's too big or too small. But it is extremely high end. Um, I would say that they have gone all out in this regard, and then there's like a area where you can see out to like this little like lake to that they have as part of their property. It would seem and garden.
How can that be nicer than like the Amir Manor though? That seems like a contradiction.
Think of it as like I would say it's near that same level.
Oh, okay.
Like I'd say to the party, if it's not the room isn't tailored to them, this is probably a little bit better as it is defined to be like picturesque certain things. You're always gonna like your home that's like designed that way, but it's also older, so there's a lot of like you're in an older home.
Gotcha.
This seems to be like update, well kept constantly. And I would say probably with your background, you would get the impression that if they brought anybody of importance to the city, they would stay here. So this would be for any level, not just lower end noble, for example.
Gotcha.
Can I go down to the front desk for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna do something radical.
Oh no.
Not that radical. I'm gonna hand the man at the front desk a little pouch that has 100 gold in it. And I'm gonna ask him, I need you to find me the finest elven scotch or like liquor that you can for this
Stops
amount.
you partway through and then goes, "We don't talk aloud about that."
So this is not a no. This is just a you gotta be sneaky.
Hold on. The wood
This
elves
is gonna be
the wood elves in Sunstone had a distillery in the town square. What do you mean we don't talk about it?
This is giving like religious cult where everybody's drinking in secret.
You're an outsider, and I'm trying to impress onto you that if you want the good stuff, you don't go around talking to people. You have to get that imported in relatively secretly, and we've had issues in the past where we've held large parties, things have burnt down. It wasn't pleasant.
Wait, so
So,
I lean into this man. I lean into him. Are you? Is the good stuff outlawed here?
the good stuff is outlawed here, yes. Whether or not I have it or not is we don't talk about it aloud.
Okay, fair enough. Second question. I lean in even closer. Is this a cult?
No, this is just how we do things. This may seem different to you from the outside. Looking in, but this is how we do things.
Okay.
It's very culty.
Fair enough.
Yes, it's a cult.
So okay, then I don't grab the pouch. I just turn around and I say, then call this a tip for some very nice service that I would like delivered to my room in a simple gift box. And
yes,
I wink at
of
him.
course. I can provide that for you.
Thank
we
you.
We will deliver it soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Two low charisma people.
Yeah.
Well, we're nearing the end of our session today. Is there any last minute things you want to do?
Oh, the sheets are disappearing. At least one set.
Okay, that'll be in the bill.
We need these
Oh,
sheets
Jesus.
to sleep on.
Sorry,
this
you said there are trees in the room.
Yeah.
Are they illusionary trees or like trees?
Though they are physical trees that they've likely used druidic magic to like make it a part of the building.
I would
like to sleep in the tree.
Magic.
Like
me too.
The way that even the temperature in the room is very autumn-like.
Oh wow!
I would like to
very
climb the tree
to the season.
I would like
Daniel,
to
you're not
climb the
helping the
tree
gay
and sleep in
rumors
it.
about this inn.
Yeah.
This attention to detail is something that the gays would be on top of.
Right. I would like to cast detect magic to just see how much magic has been used to create this room.
So it not too much. There's like an obvious like a temper control sigil that has been like there's a specific temperature and humidity that it tries its best to manage. There is like certain parts of the tree it's clear that this is a living green tree, but they uses illusionary magic to make sure it looks red. So it's very autumn-like. Otherwise, it is just simple, like making flowers look a little bit prettier. There is like areas where you can kind of like make the windows like I don't want to use the word tinted, but you can kind of like darken the windows. That's illusionary and whatnot.
Okay.
And I think we will conclude with you getting your gift basket and continue on from there next time.
The good stuff.
With the good. No,
We don't care about it.
There is no good stuff in the good basket. It's just a normal basket.
What does the good stuff even mean?
Liquor.
It means alcohol because the elves like to party.
But there was alcohol in this better than good store.
This is good alcohol.
Bad stuff. The watered down stuff.
It was college grade.
What do I know about that?
Madison, this is generic cheese puffs versus Cheetos.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Fleischmann's versus Grey Goose.
That doesn't mean anything to her. All right, well, considering it's 9:10 and our viewers have been very patient with us for all of our technical difficulties, I'm going to go ahead and sign us off. thanks you guys for hanging out with us for these past a little over 2 hours. It was a good session. We have a commenter that says this was a wonderful session, definitely not filled with the good stuff. You're right, man. Definitely not filled with the good stuff.
He knows what's up.
He knows what's up. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks viewers for watching us again this week. As always, our pause music is by Austin. That's his brother, Alex Frazier. He's linked in our bio. You should check out his YouTube channel. Our artwork is by Madison Nobrega, who on your screens is just below me. And we'll be back next week with another episode. See everybody.
Bye.